I'm back. Did you miss me? Because I missed you. Hola, high fashion doll lovers. My name is Christopher y bienvenidos to Just Christopher TV. In today's video, I'm going to be sharing my thoughts on something that you all said you wanted to hear from me. And due to being away from the country, it took a little longer, but we were all in agreement that it was going to take a little longer. And that is on Sweet 16 Poppy. Is that really her name? It's her name, right? It is her name. I got it written down on the side. But that's not the only thing I'm sharing my thoughts on. The newly released Barbie fashion model collection. I really like that name. Isn't she called BFMC? No? Did I make that up? I might have made that up. Point is, there's a new doll in that collection, and she also recently came out, and I have some thoughts on her that I'm going to share with you. They're not that many, but honestly, we're going to put them in here anyways. So, sit back, relax. I was told not to tell you to pause this video because it might affect my algorithm, so we're not going to do that. But I definitely would appreciate that hype button. Are they still doing hype buttons? Things change rather quickly on these social media pages. Who knows what they're still doing? But anyways, let's get into the first topic of the day, shall we? Okay, so as mentioned, before I get into Poppy, I want to talk about Barbara. Yes, I'm using the shady name. So as mentioned just a few seconds ago, the name of this doll is Barbie Fashion Model Collection Doll 4 by Robert Best. She is being released, on the day I hope this video is released. Let's stay on schedule, Christopher. December 3rd, which is ironically also my niece's birthday. What a beautiful day. She is priced at $124. The price just didn't want to come out, so that's why you got what you got there. I'm gonna put some additional stats right here on the side. Right here. Okay, enough of that. You're probably wondering, why am I talking about this doll? These aren't dolls that I normally would talk about, and you're right about that. However, when there is a moment that inspires me, then I'm going to talk about it. And the moment with this doll is this dress. This dress is just, I think the best way I can put it, it's simply just something Robert Best can do at his best. I forced that a little too much. We really have to go that far. There's just something so iconic, artistic, timeless, historian. Like, it has all of these things together and it just works really well. Now you're probably wondering, Chris, you can't like everything. And you are right, I don't. The only thing about this doll that I'm kind of like, about is the screening, the skin tone, and the raven hair. Because we call that raven when it's sand black, right? Those are really my only negatives because I really love that the hairstyle's back in this like pony. If I'm not mistaken, there's a bow, maybe a few bows. I honestly didn't bother looking at the top of the doll. I really didn't. This doll to me is all about the dress. Now, it was a little hard to say $125, but when it comes to this series, it's really like the last series. Let's slow that down. It is probably the last series at Mattel, at a Barbie signature, that even gets this level of quality. And a few of them have been shaky recently as it gets modern. But there's something about this particular doll that it feels like she's going back to the origin of this line. She's bringing back that like level of art that we're used to with this brand. So for that reason, I'm mentioning her. Now, I did see, not realize, obviously, because there's images to prove this, but her in the box is what she's just been in the box recently. I think this is their way of kind of finding a happy medium with the modern. The shade of pink is a lot brighter than I remember the shade of pink was for this before. And now we have this more like, I put air quotes because it's just how I feel about it. The cover art feels very modern with such a throwback feeling doll. I don't want to call her like historian or ancient because she ain't that. Okay, the Barbara stint was short. It was just a dress, and honestly, it's one of those dresses that gives me a feeling more than like deep thought. So I was feeling all the good feels for the dress, but I ain't got much to say about it. I did really love it for what it was. It is a successful line at Mattel. Yada yada to the yada yada yada. She cute. Well, her dress is cute. She, not so much. But moving right along to the creme de la creme. Oh, I said that nice today. Look at me. The main course, if you may, of this video. The one thing you all said, no matter how far away you are or how long you'll take, we'll wait for it. Well, here it is. It is time to talk about Sweet 16 Poppy Parker, the second W Club exclusive doll of 2025. The edition size to be determined, the expected shipping date, spring 2026. I obviously didn't slow down when I did too. And moving forward, I'm just going to give you the club price because let's be real. This barely ever makes it out of the club. The club price is $185 plus shipping and handling plus $10 of tariffs. Okay? Where would you like me to start? Because for this one, I have thoughts. I have a lot of thoughts. First, I want to share the artwork because I feel like the artwork was slightly misleading. Well, it was slightly misleading because technically we don't see this vibe till towards the end. And then I also have to say, I have to start off with this, if it's not obvious, although it should be. I am of Latin, Hispanic, whatever you want to call it, descent. Everyone has a preference out there. So when I think of Sweet 16, this ain't it, okay? Talking about that. I see that Mattel's bringing back the graduation doll, along with like the ballet wishes and the birthday wishes. Can we bring back the quinceañera? Because she hasn't been seen in quite some time. I actually have the last one, talking about Sweet 16s. Would love to see that be brought back, or maybe even like a contest. Mattel loves a contest nowadays. But I digress. Let's focus on Poppy again, who ironically is almost in the same era as the Barbie we just talked about in this video. Again, I digress. Back to the topic at hand. Right. I was talking about my concept and my exposure to Sweet 16s is not this. I'm also not someone who has done a deep dive into what a 16-year-old looked like in the 1960s, but I just don't think this was it. This look is so grandma that I don't know where to start. I also feel like the look and the color has been so repeatedly used that I don't feel like I'm seeing anything new. I'm just seeing variations of the same thing. And I really, really don't understand how Poppy collectors buy variations of things that look exactly the same. I really don't get it. There's so many more pastel colors we could have used for this to still be in the sweet vibe that I just don't understand why we're back at a powder baby blue dress. Why? Like, as I'm talking, I'm like, it could have been mint green. And it would have been a whole different vibe. And it would have been beautiful with the black hair. But even that, the black hair and the screening, it just feels so repetitive. And also for it to be like her Sweet 16, it doesn't feel grand. It doesn't feel like the moment. Did she have a Sweet 15? And that felt more celebratory than this. You popped in some accessories. She has some money with an envelope and there's some balloons. There's a dog that we keep on seeing that no one really wants, honestly. It's just hair. I just don't. What is this dog exactly? But like, she feels so dated for someone that's celebrating a sweet 16. Like, did no one think how aged it looked and how it just doesn't seem to be giving that kind of vibe? Also, it wasn't mentioned. I didn't watch the live and I barely read the email, so I should have probably not started with it wasn't mentioned, because maybe it was mentioned. Let me know in the comments below if it was mentioned. Is she an introduction to the event that many are going to? Because if so, where are the party vibes? It's giving grandma vibes. And I just, for someone who likes to say that she's so young, I don't understand why she likes to dress so old. I really don't. And again, I have not done a deep dive into the 1960s as to what a 16-year-old looked like back then, but I don't think this was it. Like, I really don't think this was it. Now, something else that I find very interesting about this doll, oh, maybe it's the only thing that I find interesting about this doll, is the way that they somehow incorporated the surprise element to kind of go in line with what's currently happening on the shelf, which I don't get, honestly. Like, you are an adult collector doll, but yet somehow you try to find playline elements to your doll that just, I don't get it. This surprise extra dress that you just don't know which color you're getting, cute concept, a horrible dress. And if I'm not mistaken, it looks like the dress from the illustration at the beginning of this topic, but yet it feels very Walmart. And that wasn't a shade, that was just showing the levels of where it's starting, because I love a good Walmart for some toys. Right now, it's the only place you can get good toys, honestly. Because sometimes Walmart is better than Target. Just saying. I digress. She's just not a moment at all. I feel like for it to be the second club exclusive doll and the first one already have been gift set, something that some seem to have an issue with assuming it was a gift set because of items, but it's a gift set, whichever way you look at it. This doesn't feel like a moment. This doesn't feel like I'm sweet 16. This doesn't feel like a club exclusive wait for it moment. Like, there's so many things that were added to it to make it feel grand, but I feel like a lot of those things that were added just made it feel more devalued, actually. Okay? The balloons don't make it feel grand, and neither do the dogs. Those two items in particular are standing out as devalue items. Just saying. Okay? Just saying. And even when you look at this shot, I think they try to make it look like there's so much going on, but you're seeing the three dresses that you're just getting one of. This doll was just disappointing. And although I don't collect her, those that have been following me for a while know that when Poppy does something that makes me want to sit back, I acknowledge it. Okay? I don't disrespect. This ain't a hate train all the time, okay? I just point out what I gotta point out from time to time. But when she is good, she's good, and I give her pointers. This ain't it. This 1960s grandma outfit is not it. Let me tell you something. My mother's in her 60s, and I think she would shoot me if I put her in this dress, because she would have felt elderly in this ensemble. And she was born in that era. Like, no. I don't know why I thought about Hairspray right now. And I was like, there were so many good, like, young girl fashion gowns and that. And I think, I'm going to say it. I am. Poppy needs an injection of new life. And I'm going to leave it at that. All right. that concludes my doll news update. Thank you so much for those that have reached out while I was on vacation and said that they were willing to wait. I really, really appreciate it. This video is truly for you. And for those that might not already been subscribed, go ahead, click that link, click that button, click all the things, okay? You've made it this far. You know you want to join. And let me tell you something. Help me with those numbers. I'm going to help you with this content, okay? There's some things I'm looking at. One of them is stressing me out because I can't find the last thing I need. The other one is ready to go. I just haven't found the energy. And as of yesterday, or was it today? Might have been today, actually. Something was confirmed to have shipped. Yeah, I said it. Something shipped. Do you know what that is? Got any guesses? It's coming. Okay, I'm gonna leave you here. Adios.